you how you can create some quick patterns, also some techniques on how to arrange patterns and shapes within the squares, and also how to create a pattern swatch. All these things are quite different. So let's start off by having a look at this first pattern that I've created. This is made up of shapes that have been drawn freehand using the pencil tool. So just something like so, and then fill colouring. Notice that it chose the line. Go over here, it's now fill coloured. Then I was just using the pen tool and drawing, holding shift down will allow you to have a nice straight line, and drawing some lines on top. Need to go back and swap these over, and we can make them a different colour. Also with your line thickness, be aware with your line thickness, if you go to window and you go to stroke, which I've already got open, no I haven't, here it is, so here comes stroke. This is the stroke menu, which looks a bit confusing, and sometimes yours will be sitting up here, but here with stroke we can make things quite fat and have another different design. So look, there's so much you can do. You can also grab the stroke, go to dash line, and there you go, another pattern again. All right, let's move on to this one here. When I created this one, I actually created one icon, you might call it an icon. All right, and I was very patient and I drew those lines, I then grouped them. So I can actually ungroup that. Let's have a look, object ungroup, and now they're all individual lines. And then that allowed me to put them together to create a pattern. How do I actually cut off these white here? Well, one of my year 12 students taught me once. It's really cheeky, but they tend to do a lot of this stuff. Just waiting, there we go. Fill colour, white. So they would do a lot of things like this to hide. There are other ways that you can do it. You don't have to do that, but that's for another video. All right, what about how did I do these ones here? So this one is actually two things on top. So we've got a coloured square, and then this is a swatch that I've placed on top. And that's where I'm going to next. So you'll find your swatches in here. All right, and how do I get these? You go to window, go to swatches, which I've already got opened, but I'll just do that again. All right, so swatches will open up. You go to these three little lines like so, open swatch library, and then go to patterns. So inside basic graphics, decorative and nature, you'll find some interesting things to play with. Just be aware, you don't want to just copy and paste if I just sort of draw something over here for you, what we don't want to see you do in Year 8 VCD is just grabbing existing swatches like that. You're not going to get the marks because you didn't create that design. However, if you're compiling and putting things together to create your own work, you will. Just ask your teacher if you're on the right track. All right, so how did I actually create this one here? So I'm not asking everyone to do cats, but I'm a crazy cat lady. So this is a really fun thing to do. So first of all, what I had to do was draw my icon. So if we actually have a look at this and we ungroup it, you'll see it's made up of a shape and some lines. All right, I've done one earlier, not really. This is just a really simple shape. I just used the ellipse tool over here, created myself a circle. The next thing I also did, I've actually got an outline on, I might take the outline off. The next thing I did was I just used the pencil tool and I just went like this, had my shape, which I then picked up my circle, and if I make that a different colour, and that needs to come to the front, and that's pretty much what I did over here. All right, that's the rough version. Let's pop that back and let's get rid of this. Okay, so once you've got that, if it's made up of different shapes and lines, group it together so it's one. I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller, copy paste, and just arrange a little pattern. Might even make some smaller ones. And you can make them close together, far apart, whatever you want. That'll do. I probably didn't even need to do that much. All right, here's the fun bit. Grab them all, don't group them together, just select them all, go to object, go to pattern, and make. Whoa. Now, you just go, okay. Now, this, I'm not going to go through absolutely every bit of this, but you just play. There are so many different things that you can do and play with to get different effects. Once you're happy, you go over here and you go save a copy, give it a name. I'm going to call this one Yellow Flowers, and then go OK and OK. All right, and then we just go done. All right, now what does this actually mean? It means that if I have a square like this, I can actually now go over here to my swatches and look at this, everybody. Here, oops, let's try that. Here is my pattern. Okay, and this is another one that I did earlier as well. Just swap that around, and there's another one. So it just means that I can move this around and it's contained within a shape rather than sitting all on its own. So that could have been another way how I could have avoided having these bits hanging out. So if I go here, let's select this and let's fill it with my sunflowers. Whoops, did the outline instead. There we go. So that's a really cool and fun way to create your own pattern and your own pattern swatch.